Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 9월 26일 목요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. Now, autumn is definitely at our doorsteps, and with the weather becoming crispier and colder, our attention leans towards the cozy, the inspiring, the warming, and most important of all, the long-awaited art appreciation. 네, 미술을 생활 속에서 더 친숙하고 폭넓게 즐길 수 있는 행사 2019 미술주간이 어제 개막했습니다. 미술주간을 맞아 다음 달 9일까지 보름간 전국 각지에서는요 각종 전시와 여행, 또 작품 장터, 워크숍 등이 펼쳐집니다. 5회째를 맞은 올해 행사 슬로건은요 미술로 좋은 날인데요. 국립현대미술관을 비롯해서 전국 국공사립미술관과 비영리 전시공간이 무료 입장 또는 입장료 할인, 개관시간 연장 등의 이벤트를 진행합니다. 더 다양한 프로그램 정보는요, 미술주간 홈페이지에서 확인하면 됩니다. Well, art can certainly be appreciated at any moment of the year, but surely autumn has a special air that invites us to feel more inspired at the little and big masterpieces that surround us, starting with the vibrant colours of this very season. And with that in mind, let me give you today's quiz question. Here it is. Another word to refer to a big exhibition or festival is 1번, fair, 2번, unfair, 3번, Look at my hair. 네, 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 전시를 뜻하는 또 다른 단어 뭘까요? 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 비타민 C 세트 보내드리겠습니다. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 언제든지 보내주시고요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045, 또 무료 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Okay, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
The U.S. Democratic Party has begun a formal impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump.
미국 민주당이 하원에서 도널드 트럼프 대통령에 대한 탄핵 절차에 돌입했습니다.
The Japanese media have criticized Tokyo's plan to allow the display of its rising sun flag at next year's Olympic and Paralympic Games and have urged the government to reconsider its plan.
아베 정권이 내년 도쿄올림픽에서 우길기의 경기장 반입을 허용할 방침인 것을 두고 일본 언론이 이를 재고할 것을 촉구하고 나섰습니다.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is facing increased calls for his resignation as the Supreme Court rules that his attempted suspension of the legislature was unlawful.
보리스 존슨 영국 총리가 의회 정회 문제에 관한 소송에서 패소하면서 강한 사임 압박을 받고 있습니다.
The haze from ongoing forest fires in Indonesia is affecting neighboring countries including Malaysia and Singapore.
인도네시아에서 건너온 연무, 이른바 헤이즈 피해가 싱가포르, 말레이시아 등 주변국으로 확산하고 있습니다.
The number of newborns in Korea fell to a new record low in July.
지난 7월 출생아 수가 같은 달 기준 역대 최저치를 또다시 경신했습니다. And for the headlines and more, I'm joined by Steve Hatherley. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you. Good morning to all of our listeners. How are you doing today?
Doing very well. Are you an art fan? Are you into art?
Art comes in many different forms.
That's true.
Right? So art is music, art is literature, art is film, movies, paintings, things of that nature. I enjoy some of it, but not all of it.
Can you draw well?
Oh, my goodness.
Were you a good art student when you were younger?
In middle school, I had an art class, and it wasn't a truly art class. It was like, I don't know, we had to draw designs of buildings and things like that. That was included.
That's cool.
My score, no word of a lie, I have not forgotten this, was 30 out of 100. How is it possible to get. I mean, what did what did I do right to get that 30 points? That's my question. Obviously, I have no talent whatsoever in drawing, but I must have done at least something right.
네, 미술을 좋아하냐는 저의 질문에 대해서 중학교 때 캐나다에서요 100점 만점에 30점을 받은 과목이 바로 미술이었다 이렇게 알려주셨습니다.
What was your worst class in school?
In England, I think, I don't know, maybe PE. I wasn't great.
Yeah.
I was all right, but I wasn't, because everyone else was so brilliant at sports. But then when I came to Korea, history, was probably one of my worst subjects because it was so difficult.
That's just a lot of memorization, though. But with art, it's a skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I have zero artistic ability. I've tried to learn the guitar numerous times, and I've failed numerous times, although I still do enjoy the process of trying to learn. But yeah, when it comes to art stuff, I'm just not good at it. Are you?
All right. I'm better at colouring than drawing.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
Stay inside the lines,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to find out more about Art Week, which kicked off yesterday, go to artweek.kr and you can find more details on that website. You can also come to our website here, Morning Special, and check the headlines once again. 조금 전에 읽어드린 헤드라인 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에서 다시 무료로 들으실 수 있습니다. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number one this morning, the U.S. Democratic Party has begun a formal impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump.
미국 민주당이 도널드 트럼프 대통령에 대한 탄핵 절차에 돌입했습니다.
So this is being spearheaded by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and this is all to do with the complaint. We talked about this a few days ago, that intelligence whistleblower who lodged a formal complaint about the one or more phone calls between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, right?
Yep.
We remember talking about that. Now, this is interesting because in the past, the Democratic Party has been split, I think, on whether to move forward with impeachment calls, including Pelosi herself. But this time they are united and they are wanting to move forward with this impeachment inquiry.
Now, in order for an impeachment to take place, there's lots of different steps. We start off from the House, right?
We start off with the House, and there will be an investigation. And if that passes, then it'll go to court. And then for the impeachment to happen, it would have to be the Senate, who acts as the jury in the impeachment court process. They would have to have a 2/3 decision to impeach the president.
Right.
It's happened a couple of times in American history. And then, of course, with Richard Nixon, who decided to resign before he was impeached. But because the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, they're saying that is unlikely to happen.
Right.
Anyway, we have an audio clip this morning for our listeners. This is Speaker of the House, American Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, talking about the Democratic Party's decision.
네, 오디오 클립 먼저 들어보겠습니다.
The actions taken to date by the President have seriously violated the Constitution, especially when the President says, Article 2 says I can do whatever I want. For the past several months, we have been investigating in our committees and litigating in the courts, so the House can gather all the relevant facts and consider whether to exercise its full Article 1 powers, including a constitutional power of the utmost gravity, approval of articles of impeachment. And this week, the President has admitted.
네, 지금 듣고 오신 이 클립은요, 난시 펠로시 하원 의장이 이제 탄핵 조사에 돌입한다라고 발표한 내용입니다. So the first step is the investigation. 그래서 이제 탄핵 조사를 하고 탄핵 소추안을 제출합니다. 하원에서 이제 모든 것이 시작이 되고요. 전체 의석의 과반 이상이 찬성을 하게 되면은 의결이 되고요. 그때 이제 다음으로 상원에 넘어가게 됩니다. 상원에 가서는 이제 탄핵 재판이 진행되는데 3분의 2 이상이 찬성을 해야 그 다음에는 가결이 되는 것입니다. 좀 전에 스티브 선생님이 가능성이 그래서 뭐 아주 높지는 않다 이런 얘기를 좀 해주셨어요. You did mention that it is going to be quite tough for this impeachment process to get to the end.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it has started.
Absolutely. And the White House, they've been talking about this. They acknowledged that there was a 5-page unredacted memo that came out yesterday, Wednesday.
Yep.
And it's not a verbatim record of the conversation between the two leaders, Trump and Zelensky, on July 25th. That's become the central part of this impeachment inquiry. And Trump did say he had planned on releasing this because he admitted that he did talk to Trump or to Zelensky about Biden, but he did not force him or suggest to him that he would
Right.
withdraw or withhold military aid, which he also admitted he has been doing, but not for the reasons of pressuring him to secure information on Joe Biden or his son.
Right. So this transcript was released yesterday. I watched a couple of news clips related to this transcript being released. And being unredacted, as I understand it, means that, first of all, there was like a machine that recorded everything down. But because machines can sometimes make mistakes, they don't hear things properly, then they have another person to go over this. And that is the transcript that we've seen. So there was a person involved, experts, obviously, but it's not verbatim. Some words may have, been taken out. We don't know for sure.
And then, of course, we have to decipher what the meaning of the conversation was.
Sure.
Because unless he directly said, unless you look up information
Which he didn't.
Which he did not.
Yeah.
So therefore, his meaning may be implied or subjective, depending on who's judging it, right?
네, 그렇습니다. 우리 시간으로 오늘 새벽에 이제 녹취록이 5페이지짜리 녹취록이 공개가 되기는 했지만 이 녹취록이라는 것이 이제 전화상으로 대통령이 하는 얘기들이 맨 처음에는 기계로 기록이 됐다가 그 다음에 이제 전문가가 거기에서 오타라든지 뭐 잘못 들은 부분이 있을 수 있잖아요. 그래서 한 번에 어떤 그 에디팅 과정을 통한 그런 녹취록이라고 합니다. 그래서 녹취록이 공개가 됐는데요. 내용을 보면은 물론 이게 대놓고 우리가 이걸 줄 테니 뭐 이런 조사를 해라 라고 미국이 하지는 않았습니다. 그렇지만 바이든 얘기가 분명히 나왔고요. 그 다음에 그 외에 다른 얘기들은 어떻게 해석이 될 것인지는 앞으로 조사를 통해서 우리가 결과를 볼 수 있을 것 같습니다. So the main reason that this impeachment process is happening is because of what?
Because of the phone calls.
And they're saying that is an abuse of power?
Yeah, it's an abuse of power. That's right. And there are certain things that the Democrats can look to use to call for his impeachment, and that's one of them, saying that if he asks Zelensky to look up information that he can use against Joe Biden for the 2020 presidential election, then that is illegal, that is unlawful.
네, 이 탄핵 사유에 대해서 지금 하원에서는요, 가장 크게는 트럼프 대통령이 차기 미국 대선의 유력한 경쟁자죠. 조 바이든에 대한 뒷조사를 요구함으로써 권력 남용을 했다라는 것이 가장 큰 이유가 되겠습니다. Alright, let's leave that story there and go on to headline number 2.
The Japanese media have criticized Tokyo's plan to allow the display of its rising sun flag at next year's Olympic and Paralympic Games and have urged the government to reconsider its plan.
아베 정권이 내년 도쿄올림픽에서 우길기의 경기장 반입을 허용할 방침인 것을 두고 일본 언론이 이를 재고할 것을 촉구하고 나섰습니다.
So the Tokyo Shimbun is the media outlet in question here, and we've mentioned them a couple of times on the show in the last few days now, it seems. What they've said is that the Olympics and the rising sun flag do not match well together. The entry of the flags into stadiums could trigger protests from neighboring countries, and for the sake of the success of the Olympics, they are asking for the reconsideration of this.
네, 그렇습니다. 일본 내에서 그러니까 우길기를 올림픽 경기에 반입하는 것은 성공적인 개최와 맞지 않는다라고 얘기를 한 것인데요. Of course, the rising sun flag, it symbolizes imperialism. 그렇죠. 2차 세계대전 당시에 일본군의 상징이었던 우길기, Rising Sun Flag라고 하는데 영어로는요. 국군주의를 상징하는 것을 일반 일본인들도 다 알고 있다라고 도쿄 신문이 얘기를 하고 있습니다. The newspaper said the local people of Japan know this.
They are aware
of it. It's not like it's a sign of something else in Japan.
Exactly. And if you go back to the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the Japanese embassy in China asked Japanese people in China not to bring that flag into the stadium during the Olympic Games. So yes, they are very aware of this, but the Japanese government, they have claimed that the entry of the rising sun flag into the stadium, it's not political propaganda. It's widely used by the private sector. But
this is what the government is saying.
That's what the government is saying, but the Tokyo Shimbun is saying, well, even if that is true, I suppose, it's not a good thing for the Olympics. The Olympics is about peace and unity, and you're just playing with fire here,
Right.
if I could use that term, meaning you may upset, you probably will upset a number of other countries.
정부 측에서는 일본 내에서 우길기는 널리 사용이 되고 있다라는 얘기를 했다는 것에 대한 반박 기사도 올렸습니다. 도쿄 신문에서 널리 사용되지 않는다. 사람들도 이게 국군주의 상징이라는 것을 알고 있다. 올림픽의 어떤 성공적인 개최를 위해서라면은 사용을 반입을 하지 말아야겠다라고 네, 군국주의라는데 제가 국군주의라 그랬나요? 네, 군국주의의 상징인 것을 사람들이 알고 있다라고 네, 도쿄 신문이 얘기를 했습니다. So we'll have to see how Tokyo responds to that.
Indeed.
All right, let's go on to headline number 3.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is facing increased calls for his resignation as the Supreme Court rules that his attempted suspension of the legislature was unlawful.
보리스 존슨 영국 총리가 의회 정회 문제에 관한 소송에서 패소하면서 강한 사임 압박을 받고 있습니다.
Boris Johnson has had a very tough time since his 3 months of being prime minister. He had an unprecedented defeat in the Supreme Court. He lost his parliamentary majority. He expelled 21 Tory MPs. He saw his brother resign from the government and has had his Brexit strategy torn apart, if you will. Now, he was in New York for the UN General Assembly, and I'm not sure whether he did this while he was in New York or while he was in the UK before going. But anyway, the point is, he called for the suspension of Parliament in the UK during what we all know is an extremely important time in England's history because October 31st is the no-deal Brexit day as of right now.
Right.
So for Boris Johnson to try to suspend Parliament, people are up in arms about this because they think his goal was to suspend Parliament so that they couldn't debate Brexit, so that they couldn't talk about it. And with the 5 weeks, that would be up until the deadline.
Right, exactly.
So if they're not allowed to debate it and they're not allowed to talk about it until the deadline, it seems like he was trying to get it pushed through.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not a deal was made inside the UK, he was, I suppose, pushing for the deal, even if it meant it was going to be a no-deal Brexit. He just wanted to make sure that Brexit happened.
Yeah, he brought the Queen into this, which people are very...
Which you need for a prorogation.
Yeah, but people are saying bringing the Queen into a Brexit debate or to all of this is not appropriate. So Jeremy Corbyn, who is a leader in the UK as
The
well.
Labour Party, yes.
He also had to come back. He was away on a trip, a climactic speech he was meant to give, I believe. He came back to London as well. He's asking for him to apologize to the Queen and to apologize to the British people for trying to suspend Parliament during what could be the most important time in England's recent history.
네, 브렉시트로 예정된 날짜 10월 31일까지 이제 시간이 얼마 남지 않았는데요. 지난 10일 보리스 존슨 총리가 5주간의 의회 정회를 발표했습니다. 정회라는 것은 이제 더 이상 어떤 논의가 이루어지지 않는다는 것이고 영어로는 이 상황에서만 쓰인 아주 좀 어려운 단어인데요. prorogation이라는 단어가 그 당시에 신문에서 아주 대서특필이 됐었죠. 그런데 이제 이것이 이 정회가 불법이라는 영국 대법원의 판결이 어제 나왔습니다. 이로써 이제 앞으로의 행방에 대해서 사람들이 주목을 하고 있는데요. 사임해라라는 목소리가 커지고 있습니다. People are saying, you know what, it's time for you to step down.
Yeah, they're calling for his resignation now. And if he does resign, will he be the shortest?
I believe he will.
Yeah?
Yes, if he does. 그렇죠. 지금 총리가 된 지 몇 달 되지 않았기 때문에 만약에 이렇게 해서 사임을 하게 되면은 역대 최단명 총리가 될 것으로 보여집니다. It's not an easy ride, as you said. We'll see what happens today. 그리고 이제 그 정회가 불법이었다라는 발표가 남에 따라서 현지 시간 25일, 그러니까 오늘부터 다시 하원은 모여서 이 브렉시트에 관한 논의를 시작할 것으로 그렇게 전해지고 있습니다. Okay, let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 4 this morning. The haze from ongoing forest fires in Indonesia is affecting neighboring countries, including Malaysia and Singapore.
인도네시아에서 건너온 연무, 이른바 헤이즈 피해가 싱가포르, 말레이시아 등 주변국으로 확산하고 있습니다.
All right, so these forest fires are quite serious now. As a matter of fact, the UN put out a warning on Tuesday saying that nearly 10 million children are at risk from the pollution from it. Jakarta has deployed tens of thousands of personnel and water-bombing aircraft to take care of this problem. But Malaysia and neighboring countries are affected by this, and it's a yearly thing. But this year they say it's worse because of the drier weather. But Malaysia has been on the receiving end of this haze since August. And now, what does Malaysia have to do with this? Well, their energy, science, technology, environment, and climate change minister, her name is Yaobi Yim. She is in charge of dealing with this haze issue coming from Indonesia into Malaysia. But the problem is that the Indonesian government has blamed, I believe, four companies for these fires, because what the companies are doing is they're cutting down the agriculture in the area and burning it. They call that slash and burn, right? And then that's
so that they can grow more crops.
So that they can grow more crops. Now, the minister's husband, the Malaysian minister's husband, is directly connected to one of those companies blamed by the Indonesian government. So people in Malaysia are calling for her resignation, saying this is a conflict of interest that you are in charge of this.
네, 지금 보이는 라디오로 사진을 올려드렸는데요. 정말 굉장히 뿌연 상태로 현재 인도네시아, 말레이시아, 싱가포르의 하늘이 뒤덮인 모습입니다. 이 헤이즈의 진원지는 인도네시아 수마트라 그리고 보르네오 섬인데요. 3,600여 건의 산불 때문에 이렇게 확산이 된 것입니다. So the forest fires, as you said, they're not natural fires. These were totally done purposely.
Yeah.
And so, and as you said, the weather right now is also making it worse. And people in each of the neighboring countries are concerned for their health. Some schools have postponed really important exams because of this as well. So, yeah, the situation is not looking good. But we'll leave that story there.
Forced school closures, flight cancellations in Malaysia, things like that.
All right, let's go on to our final headline.
Final headline today, the number of newborns in Korea fell to a new record low in July.
지난 7월 출생아 수가 같은 달 기준 역대 최저치를 또다시 경신했습니다.
A number of statistics for you here this morning. The number of newborns in South Korea slipped 6.5% in July from the same time last year. That's according to government data released on Wednesday. Statistics Korea compiled data that said 25,263 babies were born in July, down from 27,033 in the same month a year ago. This figure has been falling for 40 consecutive months, and it is the lowest level for any July since the agency started compiling data back in 1981.
네, 그렇습니다. 7월 한 달의 출생아 수를 보게 되면은요. 이번 이제 올해 7월 같은 경우에는 25,000여 명의 아기가 출생을 했는데 이 7월 출생아 수가 1981년 이후 7월 통계로서는 가장 적은 수준입니다. Very worrying because we are going downhill as the years go by when it comes to birth rate.
Well, Statistics Korea, they forecast that the country's population is likely to reach 39 million by the year 2067. That is down from the 51.7 million that they estimate for this year, 2019. That is a huge decrease. And of course, there are many speculated reasons as to why people in Korea aren't having as many children as they used to, but that's probably a different story for another time.
Right, exactly. 지금 현재 추세대로 간다면은요, 올해 통틀어서 태어나는 아기의 수가 사상 처음 30만 명에 미치지 못할 것이라는 그런 지금 그 분석이 나오고 있고요. 올 2분기까지만 해도 합계 출산율이 0.91명, 그러니까 한 명에 못 미치는 것으로 나타났습니다. Those are our headlines for this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
Quiz question today. Another word to refer to a big exhibition or festival is number 1, fair, number 2, unfair, or number 3, look at Sue's hair.
Oh, Steve's hair. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 1부에서는 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 비타민 C 세트 보내드릴게요. We'll be back after Gloria Gaynor sings I Will Survive. You're listening to Morning Special. It's a Thursday and we have lots of messages to read out on air. So let's go through some of them. 김보정 님이요. 저 art fan입니다. 스티브 선생님. 30점이요? 크크크크크. 쌤들과 모스 가족 모두 Art Week 즐겨보세요. 모스에서 주시는 정보 정말 정치, 경제, 사회, 문화 어느 것 하나 빠지지 않네요. 감사합니다. 라고 보내셨어요.
Giving someone a score of 30 is like leaving a waiter or a waitress a 10-cent tip. Just give me 0.
차라리 빵점을 안 쓰는 게 나을 뻔했다.
Obviously, I'm horrible, so just make it 0. Just don't leave the tip. Don't leave the 10 cents. It makes it worse.
네.
Enjoy Art Week, Bojong Shi.
네. And some of our listeners have asked us about the spelling of prorogation, a very difficult word that was in the Boris Johnson story today.
Prorogation. Difficult word to pronounce too. Prorogation.
맞아요. 잘 사용하지 않는 단어이기 때문에 굉장히 어렵습니다. 의회, 정회라는 뜻이고요. 특별히 지금 영국 브렉시트 관련해서 영국 뉴스에서 많이 볼 수 있는 표현입니다. It's different to promulgation or prolongation. They sound similar, but today we're looking at prorogation.
Luckily, you will very, very rarely ever use that word in daily conversation, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
Alright. 양우아님이요. 수진쌤, 스티브쌤 출근길을 항상 열공길로 만들어주셔서 감사합니다. 열공 means to study hard, and this listener says, thank you for making my commute a time where I can study hard. 날도 좋으니 이번 주는 중학생 딸아이와 미술관 나들이 다녀와야겠어요. Yeah, lots of people are saying that I'm going to have to visit an art gallery.
Yeah, if it is if it is Art Week,
Yeah, why not?
Then we have to go. 'Tis the time of year, right?
신예림님, good morning. 미술주간 맞이해서 남편이랑 미술관 구경 가야겠네요. 좋은 하루 보내세요 하셨습니다. Yeah, a lot of these places will either be free or offer discounts during Art Week.
That's
so
really great.
Great time to go.
I think part of the problem for me with paintings, with art, I love paintings. I have three or four in my house. But the problem is I don't know what to look for. I went to a Marc Chagall exhibit many years ago, and people were standing around the gallery like, oh, yes. Oh.
But there is no right answer, is there?
But
if you like it, you like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But at the time I was thinking to myself, okay.
What are they saying
Well,
yes to?
there's a chicken in that corner. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. But
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
you're right. If you like it, and don't worry about anything else, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just don't become an artist, Steve.
Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, it's the perfect way to go on a date, I suppose, going to art galleries. So check out Art Week. Keep sending in your messages and answers to the quiz. Any questions you might have, we'd love to hear from you. We have 5 vitamin C sets prepared for you in the first hour as well. In the meantime, let's check our news focus stories. 자, 첫 번째 news focus입니다. 아프리카 돼지열병이 경기 북부를 중심으로 확산하면서 과거 이 질병이 훑고 지나간 외국의 사례에도 관심이 쏠리고 있습니다. 아프리카 돼지열병은 지난 100년간 아프리카, 유럽, 아시아 대륙을 차례로 괴롭혀왔고요. 지금도 일부 국가에서는 수십 년째 퇴치되지 않고 풍토병으로 계속 진행 중이라고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
South Korea is the latest country affected by African swine fever in Asia, where the rampant disease has been spreading rapidly. Apart from the large-scale outbreak in Asian countries, ASF has also hit Russia and some European countries in the past year. After the world's first ASF case occurred in Kenya, Africa in 1921, outbreaks have been reported in more than 60 countries around the world.
It's alarming that some countries have been fighting African swine fever for decades.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It goes back to 1921, and Kenya was the first country where it occurred.
Yeah, well, I hope here in Korea we're going to see an end to it sooner than later. But it is a rampant disease.
Yeah, rampant is a word that means unpleasant. You don't see the word rampant when we're talking about happy things. And it's spreading very quickly. So rampant disease, we know here in Korea, because we've talked about it on the news, that this is a rampant disease because it's been spreading quickly. Paju and Yeoncheon and Ganghwa Island. We could talk about the situation in Hong Kong too, rampant violence.
Or a rumor perhaps could be rampant if it just keeps spreading and spreading.
Yeah, exactly. And all of those examples that we gave, disease, rumors, violence, those are all unpleasant things.
네, 걷잡을 수 없다는 뜻의 rampant가 여기서 쓰였습니다. 다시 한번 말씀을 드리겠지만 사람에게 전염이 되는 병은 아닙니다. 그렇지만 치료약이 없고요. 그다음에 돼지 같은 경우에는 걸리면 반드시 죽는 지금 그런 병이기 때문에 rampant, 걷잡을 수 없다라는 표현이 쓰이고 있습니다. Now, apart from the large-scale outbreak in Asian countries, ASF has also hit Russia and some European countries as well.
Yeah, that's right. Hit means, okay, typically, right? to make contact with something else by force. But in this case, it means to affect.
Yep.
To come to that area, to come to that region. We hear this word a lot with weather, too. The storm will hit Seoul this weekend, meaning it will come to Seoul, it will affect Seoul. And you can still keep that image in mind, right? A storm coming, it's
going to hit the region.
It has an impact on that region.
Right.
Same meaning here.
네, 강타하다라는 의미로 African swine fever가 러시아 또 유럽 일부 국가도 강타했다라고 여기서 볼 수 있겠고요. After the world's first ASF case occurred back in 1921, outbreaks have been reported in more than 60 countries.
Right. So if there's an outbreak of something, it means that it appears there's one, then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then there's 20, then there's 50, then there's 100, then there's 5,000. That's an outbreak. Something appears and then it spreads very, very, very quickly.
그렇죠. 여기서는 이제 발병으로 볼 수 있을 것 같습니다. Well, let's listen to this story one more time.
South Korea is the latest country affected by African swine fever in Asia, where the rampant disease has been spreading rapidly. Apart from the large-scale outbreak in Asian countries, ASF has also hit Russia and some European countries in the last year. After the world's first ASF case occurred in Kenya, Africa in 1921, outbreaks have been reported in more than 60 countries around the world.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 일본의 차기 총리 후보로까지 꼽히는 훈남 이미지의 젊은 정치인 고이즈미 신지로가 환경상이 되자마자 섹시하게 기후변화에 대응하자는 좀 생뚱맞은 발언으로 비판을 받고 있습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Japan's new environment minister Shinjiro Koizumi pledged on Sunday to mobilize young people to push his country toward a low-carbon future by making the fight against climate change sexy and fun. Japanese students in Tokyo were among the millions of young people who took to the streets on Friday to express fear and outrage over the failure of governments to control greenhouse gas emissions. Koizumi, 38 years old, is considered an up-and-comer on Japan's political scene.
Interesting. Now, for those who've been keeping up with politics, will know that the name Koizumi is a well-known name. Junichiro Koizumi was one of the former prime ministers. He's the son.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a young guy, 38 years old, and he pledged on Sunday to get young people involved in making the planet a better place. And when you pledge something, it means you promise. It's like a super promise.
Yeah.
Right? Promise times 1,000.
아, 그렇죠. pledge 그러면은 약속하다보다 훨씬 더 강한 의미로 이해를 하면 되겠습니다. 그래서 pledge to mobilize young people이라고 했기 때문에 젊은이들을 사용해서 기후변화에 대응하겠다라고 약속을 했다라는 뜻인데요. 그러면서 쓴 표현들이 좀 사실 사람들 갸우뚱하게 만들었어요. 뭐 섹시하게 대응하자.
Recycling.
네, 왜 그랬을까요?
I think I'm speculating. It's just my opinion, but because he's 38 years old, and he wants to appeal to young Japanese people, using words like sexy and fun when talking about climate change is perhaps his way of of getting people involved. But like I said, Japanese students, many young people, millions of young people around the world out protesting last week. Outrage over the failure of governments to control greenhouse gas emissions. Outrage, well, I said pledge is promise times 1,000. Outrage is anger times 1,000.
그러네요. outrage 그러면은 분노, 분개함을 뜻합니다. 그래서 이제 일본 학생들도 마찬가지로 전 세계적인 이 움직임에 따라서 환경 문제에 정부와 기성세대가 대응을 해라라고 외치고 있어요. 이 일본 학생들을 타겟으로 고이즈미 신지로가 그러면 우리 다 같이 젊은 피를 가지고 좀 섹시하게 대응을 해보자라고 한 것인데 굉장히 많은 비판을 받고 있습니다. 그럼에도 불구하고 he is seen as a up-and-comer on Japan's political scene. He may be the next prime minister.
Yeah, some people are thinking that actually. 38 years old, he's relatively new to the scene, and when someone is new and they are successful, we call them an up-and-comer. You can use this about a politician. You can use this about a singer or an actor or an author or a coworker of yours. It doesn't matter who the person is. If they're new and they're very, very successful, we can call them an up-and-comer. Imagine the image of something rising, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a person just rising through the ranks of politics, rising through the ranks of your company, rising through the ranks of the athletic world.
그렇죠.
Call them an up-and-comer.
네, up-and-comer 끝에 ER가 붙었기 때문에 사람을 뜻하는데요. 장래가 유망한 사람이란 뜻입니다. up-and-coming person이라고 표현을 할 수도 있어요. 그럴 때는 이제 up-and-coming이니까 뒤에 반드시 어떤 사람이라는 아니면 직업 이런 게 나와야겠죠. If Steve suddenly realizes that he does have some artistic talent and starts drawing all these magnificent pieces, he could be an up-and-coming artist.
I thought you were going to say if Steve thinks he has some radio talent, he could be considered an up-and-comer.
I might have said that 20 years ago.
The jury is still out on that one. Yeah.
All right. 그래서 up-and-coming 그러면은 전도가 유망한이라는 뜻입니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Japan's new environment minister Shinjiro Koizumi pledged on Sunday to mobilize young people to push his country toward a low-carbon future by making the fight against climate change sexy and fun. Japanese students in Tokyo were among the millions of young people who took to the streets on Friday to express fear and outrage over the failure of governments to control greenhouse gas emissions. Koizumi, 38, is considered an up-and-comer on Japan's political scene.
Let's remind our listeners of the quiz, Steve.
Question: another word to refer to a big exhibition or festival is number 1, fair, number 2, unfair, number 3, look at my hair.
네, 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 무료 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다.
By the way, I did paint a picture not 2-3 months ago. I took an art class. I took a painting class.
Well, there you go.
I have the picture on my phone. I'll send it to Paul, and Paul can put it up on the monitor. And the audience, you can be my art critics.
어렸을 땐 미술을 못했어도 장래가 촉망한 미술가가 될 수 있어요. You could become an up-and-coming artist. Who knows?
I will let you and the audience decide.
알겠습니다. 자, 노래 듣고 올게요. This is Billy Joel, Leave a Tender Moment Alone. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 어렵게 사는 노인과 장애인들을 위해 묵묵히 무료로 봉사해온 영국의 한 배관공의 사연이 감동을 주고 있습니다. 잉글랜드 북서부 랭카셔의 공업도시인 번리에서 배관공으로 일하는 제임스 앤더슨 씨가 그 주인공인데요. Let's listen to the story.
Social media is all about British plumber James Anderson, who repaired a boiler for a 91-year-old woman with leukemia free of charge. A photo of the bill was shared on Facebook by the woman's daughter, Christine Rowland, before it went viral on Twitter and Instagram. As a result of Mr. Anderson's generosity, he has received donations worth £80,000 from across the world.
And this is what kindness is all about.
This is what the internet is good for.
Yes.
Right?
Finally, some good news related to the internet.
Yeah, exactly. What a lovely and touching story. So James Anderson, he repaired this boiler for a 91-year-old woman who was very, very sick. The story went viral. And people are donating money to his company, to his plumbing company, because I think this is what he regularly does. He has a lot of debt. So I think by sending money to him, it really helps out.
Yes.
And that's why I said social media is all about British plumber James Anderson. This is a really fun expression that you can use when you're talking about things that you love. You can say, oh, I tried a new restaurant on the weekend. The food was amazing. I am all about that restaurant. And what it means is, I love that place.
아, 뭔가 굉장히 좋아할 때 something is all about something else. 여기서는 social media is all about British plumber James Anderson이라고 했어요. 그래서 소셜미디어 상에서 지금 이 배관공에 대해서 엄청 많은 좋은 얘기들이 나오고 있다. 이렇게 보면 될 것 같고요. 특히나 이 제임스 앤더슨은 비영리 단체인 Defer라는 회사를 운영하고 있다고 합니다. He also runs a non-profit company called Defer. It's spelled D-E-P-H-E-R.
Okay.
And people have started donating to this non-profit company.
Lovely.
And I think so far, according to the report I read yesterday, they've collected about $100,000.
Fantastic. Kindness,
So,
kindness begets kindness, doesn't
Exactly.
it?
And he said he's going to use that money to offer more free services to more people in need. So that is just fantastic.
Love it. And the way that everyone knew about this is because it went viral on Twitter and Instagram because the woman's daughter, Christine Rowland, put it up on social media. So if something goes viral, just like a virus, it spreads quickly. We use this about social media posts or videos when everyone is sharing this all over the world and everyone has it on their social media. We call that a viral video or a viral post.
맞아요. 크게 인기를 끌었을 때 특히나 요즘처럼 이렇게 소셜 미디어 뭐 그 별스타 아니 뭐라 그러죠? 별그램 뭐 이런 거 등등이 엄청 큰 인기를 끌 때 영어로는 it goes viral 이런 표현을 씁니다. 그래서 it is a viral post, it went viral 이런 표현을 쓰는데 여기서는 이제 트위터와 인스타그램 얘기가 나오네요. 어떻게 된 거냐면은 배관공이 일을 다 하고 나서 보통은 이제 뭐 돈 얼마 나왔습니다 하고 계산서를 줘야 되는데 거기에 돈을 한 푼도 받지 않겠습니다라는 글이 써 있었어요. 그래서 딸이 이 사진을 찍어서 소셜미디어에 올린 겁니다. So he is a generous man.
If you are a generous person, it means that you are willing to and you want to share things that you have with other people. And because of Mr. Anderson's generosity, he has received many, many donations from people around the world.
네, 굉장히 너그러운 사람을 he is a generous person, she is a generous person이라고 하고요. 명사형으로는 generosity라고 표현을 합니다. 실제로 이 비영리 사회를 통해 그 회사를 통해서 어려운 사람들에게 무료로 이렇게 서비스를 많이 제공했었고 돈이 그렇게 많지는 않았는데 이분의 선행이 잘 알려지면서 사람들이 기부를 굉장히 많이 해서 또 굉장히 많은 모금이 됐다고 하고요. 이 돈을 가지고 더 많이 어려운 사람들을 돕겠다라고 포부를 밝혔습니다.
His generosity inspired other people's generosity.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
맞아요. Good things lead to more good things. It's a lovely story. Let's listen to it one more time.
Social media is all about British plumber James Anderson, who repaired a boiler for a 91-year-old woman with leukemia free of charge. A photo of the bill was shared on Facebook by the woman's daughter, Christine Rowland, before it went viral on Twitter and Instagram. As a result of Mr. Anderson's generosity, he has received donations worth £80,000 from across the world.
Well, it's time to announce the answer to the quiz today. What is it, Steve?
The question was, what's another word to refer to a big exhibition or festival? Was it number 1, fair, number 2, unfair, number 3, look at my hair? And the answer was number 1.
Fair.
Fair.
And a picture went up just a few seconds ago. Can we have it back on the screen again? 보이는 라디오에 네.
Oh, look
그림을
at
하나
Look
보여드리는데요.
at that. Rembrandt.
이거
who?
누가 피카소 뭐 렘브란트 누가 그린 거예요? 어떤 화가가 그렸나요?
This is my painting.
This is a Steve Hatherley work.
It's
It's an art piece.
It's a Takhtari original.
너무 잘하셨는데요. 누산 잘 모르지만
It's
예뻐요.
really, it's really
it's
fun.
really pretty.
It's really fun, by the way. It's horrible, and that's okay. I took the class maybe 2-3 months ago, I think, and I had a really great time. I haven't taken it.
Therapeutic, isn't it?
It really is. I would really recommend that everyone do this because it's pretty cheap. It's very relaxing, and you can put it up in your house. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously not going to sell for millions of dollars.
You never know.
That's true. You're right, Sue.
Picasso was a really bad student. Einstein was a really bad student. But look at them today. People revere these people. So you never know. You never know.
This could go viral.
Yes, it could. Well, the answer to the quiz today is, of course, number one. Congratulations to our listeners who got that correct. We're going to send you each a vitamin C set. 조원주님, 그리고 끝번호 3683 쓰시는 분과 0256 쓰시는 분, 또 끝번호 6589 쓰시는 분, 아이디 VLOOP 쓰시는 분도 축하드립니다. If you visit our website, you can check a little board there where you can post your home address. 비공개로 이제 주소 올려주시면은요, 저희가 보내드리도록 하겠습니다.
That painting is hanging in my kitchen, by the way.
Oh, is it? Does it have a title?
It's called Keep Your Day Job.
All right. Steve, what is today's expression?
All about. The expression that we just learned, social media is
방금 봤던 표현이요.
all about British plumber James Anderson. I like it because it's so casual. When you love something, you can say, "Oh, I'm all about that movie." Did you see the new Joker movie's coming out? I'm really excited to see that. Maybe I watch it, then I love it, then I say, "Oh, I'm all about that movie."
Or I'm all about Batman, or I'm all about Joker.
Meghan Trainor. You know Meghan Trainor?
Yes, the singer.
Because I'm all about that bass. Bass. No trouble.
맞아요. All about. 그럼 뭔가 굉장히 좋아한다는 뜻이 있습니다. I'm all about musicals. I love them. People have different, I suppose, favorite things that they might say they're all about.
Yeah, but Meghan Trainor is all about that bass. And
That bass,
what that means in that lyric is that she loves bass.
Like the bass in the music? Oh, okay.
No
음악에서
treble.
나오는 그 베이스 소리 너무 좋다.
Yeah.
I'm all about that bass.
Exactly.
그런 뜻이군요. 알겠습니다. All right. Well, thank you so much, Steve.
You're welcome.
Actually, some messages for you. Wow, you're an artist. I like it. 이은숙님이 보내주셨고요. 이은지님, 해초인가요? It looks like something from the sea, like underwater. Beautiful.
Oh, I thought you meant...
I don't want to say seaweed. Because seaweed is a bit different.
No, that's what it looks
Seagrass.
like. I don't even know what it is. I have no idea.
조주희님이 스티브 선생님 마티스 작품 같은 붉은색 원색의 선명함이 돋보이면은 닭다리 오리지널 너무 좋습니다 하셨어요.
How much do you think I could get for that?
Oh, I don't know.
3,000원.
I'm going to let you go. Have a nice day, Steve.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Our final song of the first hour, taking us into hour two, is Jigsaw, Sky High.